I was never one to believe in things you can't see. I've always kept my feet on the ground, even when the world felt like it was falling apart. So when we moved into the house in West Pittston, I thought it would be the fresh start my family needed. It was an old duplex with wooden floors that creaked under every step and walls that held the scent of decades. There was something heavy in the air, but I blamed it on the age of the house. Who wouldn't feel uneasy in a place where time seemed frozen? The first few days passed peacefully, filled with boxes, laughter, and a false sense of safety. Then the noises started. The sound of furniture dragging upstairs, even when no one was there. Doors slamming shut on their own. Janet said it was the wind. I wanted to believe that. One night, while trying to fall asleep, I heard whispers coming from the hallway. I got up expecting to find one of the girls playing, but the hall was empty and freezing. The air felt heavier there, like someone had just walked through. From that moment on, everything escalated. Rocks began hitting the outside walls, though no one was outside. The radio turned on by itself, always on static. A smell of rotting meat started coming from the kitchen, even though nothing had spoiled. And worst of all, I started to feel a presence watching me, especially at night. Janet, always sensitive, said she felt something evil in that house, something that wanted to hurt us. I tried to stay strong for her, for the girls, but deep down, I felt it too. I felt that we had brought something with us, or worse, that it had been there all along, waiting, and now there was no way out. We were trapped with something we didn't yet understand. It wasn't long before the presence in the house became bolder. What started as whispers and shadows evolved into something more physical, more deliberate. One morning, Janet was in the kitchen when the cupboard doors slammed shut in unison, just inches from her face. She screamed, and I rushed in only to find the air thick with tension, like static before a storm. We tried to rationalize it. Old pipes, drafts. But we were running out of excuses. That night, the bed began to shake. It started with a subtle vibration, like the hum of a distant engine. Then the entire mattress jolted beneath us. Janet clung to me, eyes wide, breath shallow. I leapt out of bed and turned on every light, searching for a logical explanation. There was none. Soon, the girls began waking up crying, saying something was watching them from the corners. One night, our daughter Dawn woke with scratches down her back, thin, red lines that hadn't been there hours earlier. We were terrified, but the doctors found nothing unusual. No answers, just more fear. I began hearing my name whispered at night, always from different directions, always when I was alone. The house didn't sleep, and neither did we. We called a priest. He blessed the house, walked through every room, muttering prayers as he sprinkled holy water. For a few days, the house fell silent. We thought it had worked. Then came the growls. Low, guttural sounds echoed through the vents. The smell returned, stronger this time, like sulfur and decay. The worst came when Janet was pushed down the stairs by something neither of us saw. That was the moment we stopped pretending this was in our heads. Something was here, and it was getting stronger. I no longer knew what day it was. Time blurred inside that house, a place where shadows breathed and silence screamed louder than thunder. Sleep had abandoned us. We moved through the halls like ghosts, wary of every creak, every flicker of the lights. The house wasn't just haunted, it was alive, and it hated us. After Janet's fall, something shifted. The attacks became constant. Cabinets flying open, crucifixes torn from the walls. Our dog whimpered nonstop, staring at invisible corners, refusing to eat. At night, the walls pulsed like lungs, exhaling icy gusts that made our skin crawl. Every inch of the house seemed infected. with fear, with rage. We contacted Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned demonologists. They arrived carrying rosaries, relics, and a calm that seemed almost absurd given what we were living. Lorraine walked through the house in silence, her expression hardening with every step. In the basement, she stopped. "There's something ancient here," she whispered, eyes locked on a dark corner where the concrete wall cracked like a wound. "It's not a spirit. It's demonic." The word felt like a blade. Ed organized an exorcism. The priest came 3 days later. We gathered in the living room. Holy water, Latin prayers, incense choking the air. At first, nothing happened. Then the room dropped in temperature. The priest's voice faltered. A guttural scream erupted from behind the walls. Not human, not animal, just pure, unfiltered malice. Pictures fell. The chandelier crashed. Janet collapsed to the floor, convulsing. I held her, screaming her name, as the priest shouted louder, hands trembling. And then silence. A dense, suffocating silence that settled over the house like ash. We stayed with relatives for a week. When we returned, the air was lighter. No growls, no whispers, just stillness. A calm we hadn't felt in months. But scars remained. Dawn flinched at shadows. Janet had nightmares she wouldn't talk about. I kept the crucifix beside my bed, just in case. Some nights, I still hear things. A faint thud, a low breath near my ear. Maybe it's trauma. Maybe it's not. What lived in that house didn't want attention. It wanted to break us. And for a while it did. It fed on fear, thrived in silence. We were lucky. Others might not be. I sometimes drive past the old house. The windows are boarded now. Weeds choke the yard. But I swear, if you stop and listen, you'll feel it too. That pulse beneath the floorboards. That stare from the attic window. The thing is still there, waiting. And it remembers us.